There's currently some students who moved to another class. Like,
Okay, so all right, before I start, it is also good to begin with just myself very shortly so that you know who I am and what we will expect from this class, right? First of all, this is actually my first time using these MS Teams. So there perhaps can be some technical issues throughout the way, but if there is anything wrong, do let me know. I will be happy to learn from everybody as well. And as you know, I'll be your IS306, which is Model United Nations lecturer. So just my name is Tanchan Narot and my initial is TCN. I was with the school since 2013. Then I left for my master's in 2015 at the Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy of National University of Singapore. So I returned for a couple of years now, and I am just now handling two classes, your class E3.1 and the E3.2, right? So that is just very briefly about myself. And if you have any question, just feel free to let me know and I'll be happy to answer. I am new to everyone, and everyone is also very new to me. So I may just begin with your name. So when you hear your name, please let me know that you are here. And in case that this person that I am calling is not in the class anymore, please also let me know so that I can mark, right? So before I proceed, is there anything you would like to say?
No, sir.
No? Sometimes I can be quite fast. So if you find this very hard to catch up, do let me know and I will slow down as well, right? So let me start. Bin Saina.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Okay. Rathirit. Bu Rathirit.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Okay. Chan Tê Udom.
Yes, sir. I'm here, sir.
Okay. Chai Kim Sai.
he moved to E3.2. Like,
Okay. E3.2. Oh, I think better show myself just this. I will off my camera now. I think more comfortable for everybody as well. Mùi Quất Chiêm Mùi
Yeah,
Quất
sure.
Sĩ Nán Trên Sĩ Nán. Not here. Chai Long Chun Chai
Yes,
Long.
sir. I'm here, sir.
Chen Sục Ban Nhá.
Just like I'm here.
Heng Sọc Lín.
She suspend.
Oh, suspend. In Sụ Vị Xám.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Ất Bà Lín.
Yes, teacher, I'm here.
Cao Đà Nế. Cao Đà Nế. Not here. Lim Seng Heng. Also not here. Lim Con Nhà Rót.
Yes, teacher.
Kim Bô Rà Mấy.
Yes, let.
Ly Sộ Quan Pachata.
Dạ sure.
Ly Sộ Chia Tá,
Yes, teacher.
Nop Chan Mộ Ni Rót,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Ốc Đa Lì Tá, Đa Lì Giá.
Yes, like I'm here.
Okay, so you are the class monitor, right?
Yes, like.
Okay. Rua Prasathi,
Yes, teacher.
Ri Srei Pech,
Yes, teacher.
Som Som Nang,
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Som Bat Vị Bol,
Yes, lecturer.
So Put Thirat,
Yes, sir.
Saret Bích Miến,
Yes, like.
Sao Sụ Côn Can Nị Thá,
Here.
Sĩ Quang,
Yes, sir.
Xiên Vira Reni, Reni, out here. Xuân Húa, Xiên Xuân Húa,
Yes, teacher.
Xên Vị Miến, Xên Trò Đấn, Xên Trò Đấn, Xên...
Jordan does this class like.
Not in the class?
Yes, he's not taking this course.
Oh, okay. Xên Vô Sông Mẹ Tấy. Do I pronounce the name wrongly? That's why nobody is answering. Xên Vô Sông Mẹ Tấy. No. Okay, Sim Rang Sấy.
Yes, sir.
Xua Thị Đá.
Yes, like I'm here.
Thênh Vira Bot.
Yes, teacher.
Thi Chan Đà Niết.
Yes, I'm here.
Tôi Sạ Tị Cốn. Not here. Ôn Cung Quọc Kệ Giá.
Yes, sir.
Vị Chất Sat Gia Niết.
Yes, sir.
Dâm Sena Sạ.
Yes, teacher.
Vua Ra Đà Vinh.
Yes, I'm here, teacher.
Okay, so most of you are here now. Once again, welcome to the class.
Hello, teacher.
Yes, Đà Nê.
Sorry, I came late a bit. Yes.
Okay, Cao Đà Nê is here.
Hello, like.
Anybody else?
My name is Jane Sinan. Like I was late.
Okay. How about say Vị Miến? No. And Satikun? Alright, so very few are absent today. Very first class. I wish we could meet face to face so that we get to know each other more. Unluckily, this COVID make the physical class not possible. In fact, our course, the IS306, is more fun if we can interact physically face to face, right? But we have no choice now. That is the only way we can meet, which is on here. So throughout the course, it will involve a lot more of the discussion on your side. I will be giving lecture more in first few weeks of the class, right? So I expect that everybody will be very well prepared before the class start. I am, in fact, this week I'm a bit caught up with some work that I am a bit late. But I have earlier uploaded the course syllabus and also the guideline on our simulation as well on this MS team. So do check it out. So just a question whether everybody already received the course syllabus. So everybody checked it already?
Yes, sure.
Okay, so everyone have do you have the course syllabus with you now? I just want to quickly go through this so that we are clear from the beginning of what this course is about and what we can expect from one another. Right, so can we go through this very quickly one?
Yes, like
Okay, please interact more with me so that when I ask, please answer one or two of you so that I know that you hear me, because sometimes the connection can be bad that you lost my words as well, right? So let's go through this syllabus. So you know that the course is Model United Nations, IS306. Uh, in fact, this course is not completely new to all of you because you have had your IS208, I believe, which is the Model ASEAN Summit, right? So do you still remember a lot from that course, IS208?
Yes.
Remember some.
Okay, what do you remember from that?
About debating, sir.
Okay, debating. What else?
About
chair, chair speech.
Okay, chair speech. Okay, so I am really assured that the chair is very well known, right? It's not the chair, physical chair, but really something, really someone. What else?
The
Right.
voting, sir.
Conference report and voting.
Voting, report, and
Writing position paper, sir.
writing position paper. Okay, very good that you still remember position paper because that is what we are going to do. In fact, that is what you are going to write, right? So, not so much different. It is just that this model UN will cover the topic that is not limited to just ASEAN, right? The topic that we are going to discuss, which we will go through later on, actually are those topic or the situation that are very concerning right now. And we say that this is a unique on-campus class, right? Because it really is designed for you to meet and interact, right? But because it is not that physically possible now, we can meet on this and we can still do the simulation, right? So it is very simulation based, and this will attend by different member states. And the member states that attend the meeting will depend on which organ of the UN we are going to work on, right? So, in fact, this course requires you to recall a lot of understanding, at least the basic of the United Nations, right? So, if you have time, please do take a look at your course, the previous course on the United Nations Systems and Agencies, IS201, because by understanding the very basic of United Nations, it is easier for you to really grab the whole understanding of what the model UN is about. Right? So far, okay?
So far, so good, sir.
Okay,
Okay, sir.
so
Okay.
okay, thank you. So as it is written here, most of your tasks will be in independent research, right? Negotiation, conflict resolution. We expect that you will be well aware of the rule of procedure as well, which we will go through the lecture later on. You may meet with some challenges as we go through those global problems, but ultimately, the purpose of us having this course is not just for you to meet and talk. It is for us to look around us and see, hey, what are the problems and what can we do, right? So it is somehow a very real, very practical course which allowed you to see around yourself how the world is going and how you as an individual can play a part in solving the problem. Okay, so in the part of expected learning outcome, you can go through by yourself. Now we just see the course outline, which lay out the week and the topic and the assignment and what you need to submit. Right, so everybody please go to page number 3, course outline. So in this week one, our first session here, we aim to have the country assignment or registration. The first simulation that we will work on will be under the framework of the United Nations Security Council or the UNSC. Okay? And as you know, there are 15 countries in the UNSC, which means that all of you will be assigned to 15 countries. You will need to work either in pair or in a group of 3 people. Right, so we will have the country assignment later on. Then we will have a look at the dress code. This is not something that is very demanding from us now since we are online. Most of the time, I will not ask you to turn your camera on because I know it may not be very comfortable for all of you. But when you speak or when we are in the simulation, there will be times that you are asked to turn your camera on, right? So I hope everyone can be well prepared, considering that you may be called at any time to have your camera on while speaking or while discussing in the simulation. Okay, so dress properly. Not that suit and tie, but something that is presentable just in case you will be on the camera. Okay. Then we see the decision at the UN, how the UN make decision. Of course, you learned this before. It is more about the voting systems because that is very important for our course since we need to discuss and ultimately we vote. Then we have to really know how the United Nations voting system really work or how can we apply that voting system in the organ that we are discussing under. And then guides to delegate of the United Nations and some related vocabularies. Because you already are very familiar with model ASEAN Summit, some of the vocabulary will not be brand new to you, right? Like the caucus, moderated, unmoderated caucus, you have learned that before, or the chair. So some of the vocab will be familiar, but some will also be quite new to you. So that will be covered later on in the course as well. Okay, so far question?
No, sir.
Okay, no question. Don't be shy. Although this is the first time, we will see each other every week, right? So don't be shy. Okay, move on to week number 2. So as you see here, week 1 and week 2, it will be very much more on my side, which means I will give you the lecture. I will guide you through all of this topic before you work on the discussion as the delegate. Right, on week 2, we will look into the drafting skill on position paper, on resolution, on the speaking skill, which is drafting the opening and closing speeches, and debate, negotiation, and lobby. And last but not least, we will look into the rules of procedures, right? So as I said, the position paper will not be new to you. I will just give a very short guideline of how it should be written. And the resolution as well, not much different from the declaration you drafted before, but we still will look very in depth into it in how you can draft it, because throughout the simulation, each of the topic, you will be the one who draft your own resolution. Then on week 3, it will be the country report presentation. As you see here, because we will assign you to different groups of different countries, you will need to present your countries in the form of a country report, right? So each of the team will be given certain time to present your countries to other. I will send out as well the guideline of the country report of what I want you to include in the report, right? So don't worry about this. We will start our actual simulation on week 4. Hopefully, we can really catch up with the outline that we list here. The topic number 1 will be on the situation in Somalia. Right? Somalia is not country in ASEAN, and I think most of you have heard of the country before, especially in the courses in year 2 that require you to look into some of the United Nations mission Africa, in Africa, and you also discuss some of the measure that different countries have put as the proposal to the UN to solve the problem in this country, right? Even until now, Somalia is still in a dire situation. Therefore, we pick this as our first topic for the discussion under the United Nations Security Council, right? So normally in each of the simulation, I will begin by giving what I call there as the seminar, right? So this seminar is simply the short briefing of that situation. I will guide you on what the situation is now and what our discussion will be focusing on. Right? So that will be just a short introduction to that topic. And then you as the delegate will perform in the simulation. Right? Because Somalia will be our first simulation, we roughly will take 3 weeks for the whole simulation to finish. It may take longer than this. Through my experience, it may take longer than 3 weeks if countries cannot find agreement on the resolution, right? But that we will see later on. So our topic 1 is the situation in Somalia. Our topic number 2, all of us, I think, read in the news every day of how severe the situation in Myanmar is now. Myanmar in ASEAN, but when we discuss this situation in Myanmar under ASEAN framework, there are a lot of limitations for us as the delegate to really involve because of the ASEAN principles. But under the United Nations, of course, the state sovereignty still matter, but it gives us a bigger platform, the discussion that we can propose a more wide-ranging solution to the problem. Right, so hopefully in week number 8, we can look into the situation in Myanmar and see how we can solve it. After 2 simulation, we will have the midterm. Right, so there will be 1 midterm for the course. And the last simulation is on the COVID-19. I think a lot of us is really getting very stressed over the COVID-19 situation. So let's see how our frustration, how our concern can really translate into how much we can do as the delegate of the country. But what we have to notice here is that the first 2 simulations will be discussed under the UNSC, 15 countries, while the last one, COVID-19, because it is the global pandemic, we will go for the United Nations General Assembly, which means there can be more countries than 15. Okay? So, any question? I want you to pay attention to the assignment and due date next to the topic, because that is what you will need to submit to me from time to time. For example, before the start of actual simulation 1, you will submit your position paper on the day I am giving the lecture or the seminar on the situation in Somalia, right? So I will collect your position paper before you present it, before you start the simulation, right? Because that will give me some time to go through your position papers and see what you can work on it to improve your paper, right? And after each of the simulation, you will submit to me the mission report. Perhaps you have written this before in your ASEAN Submit as well, but I will also give you the guideline on the mission report. But mission report, in fact, we want you to submit it because we want you to really pay attention to what is going on within the simulation. Because without close attention to what is going on in the simulation, you will find it hard to write your mission report, because that will really tell what was going on in the discussion, right? So that is just the same thing from simulation 1 to 3, which means you will submit your position paper before start of the simulation and mission report after each of the simulation. Right? The key here today will be the method of assessment. I asked you to write country report. It is both written report and presentation. It will account for 10%. 3 position papers, 10% the mission reports, also 10% interactive debate, 20%. As you see here, the debate account for quite a lot, right? It is even more than your midterm test, the interactive debates. That's why I encourage everybody to really interact actively. It is okay, just to clarify that this 20% for the interactive debate, it is not only for the number of time you involve in the discussion. Of course, that part of the assessment, but interactive debates refers to how you engage in the discussion, how often you engage, and the quality of your engagement. It is not that as long as you talk, then you gain score. No, you have to talk something that has the key content in it, right? Something that really connects to what we are discussing. But that doesn't mean that I discourage those who have nothing to talk, right? I just want everybody to really be well prepared before the class start, so that what you interact can really help to move on the discussion and also help other delegate to learn something from you, right? So interactive debate, you interact often and your interaction is of good quality, right? It's not merely just the number of times you interact. Research portfolio 5%. So research portfolio, I am not sure if your IS206 model as in submit lecturer asks you to submit this, but you will need to submit this to me at the end of the course. And so research portfolio, just a collection of what you have researched from the beginning until the end, right? So that research portfolio, just what you read, right? For example, in the simulation one, what you discuss, what you do the research for your discussion. So do keep the source that you read, right? If you read it online, the link, also do save the link because you will need it at the end. You cannot at the end come back to the first simulation and try to look for what you have read before, right? It will be a hard work. So it is good to really start preparing and saving from the first simulation until the end, so that you will not spend so much time in looking for it at the end. I just now saw Tepudam, you raise your hand. Is there anything you would like to ask?
No, sir. I confused, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I will continue. The midterm test is 15%. After the second simulation, we will have one midterm test, and the final exam is 30%. Right, so any question on this assessment?
Hello, Chair.
Yes, Darwin.
The research portfolio, we have to combine it in PDF file, right?
Yes, yes. So you will need to combine it in PDF file and submit to me. Or if it is hard for you, let's say you do a lot of research by yourself, or you take note, or you have your own position paper, because it is good to include your position paper as well in the beginning of each simulation, right? So if it is in .doc or in Word document, you can also do so. And if let's say the source that you read is very long, few hundred pages, you can just give me the part that you read, or the part that you extract your information from the most, right? While the rest, you may need to read convention, for example, or certain laws, which you don't refer to all of the articles. So you can just extract the part that you read and submit to me. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, teacher.
In fact, most of the thing that you do here will be done in group, right? For example, position paper, mission reports, they are all done as group, submit as group, except the research portfolio, which require you to submit as individual. Okay. Nafsa, you wanted to say something? Nasa?
No, Chair.
No.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, I have a question, sir. Sir,
Yes.
for each debate, are we going to change country?
Yes, let's say in the simulation 1, 15 country under the UNSC. Of course, simulation 2 still under the UNSC, which also has 15 countries. I want you to change the country. It is just that I want everybody not to really stick with the same country for so long time, because each of the simulation may take quite some time. 4 or 5 weeks can be up to 4 or 5 weeks. So if, let's say, simulation 1 you work as China, then simulation 2 you still work with the same country, somehow you will not really find anything more interesting to share. Right, so I prefer that you switch the country from simulation 1 to the others. And the other point is that not everyone is lucky to get the P5, for example. Some of you may get the country that is quite hard to find information about. For example, Saint Vincent and the Grenadines. Right? Even the name, some of us have not heard it before. So if you just so happen to get that country, and if I let you stick with it, simulation 1 and 2, it will be very hard, right? But it doesn't mean that if you get the hard country or the country that is not so famous, you won't have a lot to say and this will be your problem. No, your assessment on the participation will also take into consideration of the country you are responsible for, right? But that doesn't mean that you have nothing to say at all, right? And let's say if throughout your research you have difficulty in finding information about your country or your position, you can let me know as well, and I will see how I can help you with that. Okay, any more questions?
Teacher,
Yes.
position paper, country report, and like portfolio, we have to submit you through email or upload in Microsoft Teams itself.
I will need to check this once again because the file can be quite big. We have to decide on the platform that is convenient for everybody. So far is Microsoft Teams very convenient for everyone for submission and so on?
Yes, sir. Very convenient, sir.
Okay, so I think we can discuss this later when we get close. Just that you prepare your portfolio first, and how to submit it, we can talk about it later. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I understand, sir.
Okay, anyone else? No? Okay, so if I think the instructional method and student responsibility, you are aware of it. As I said, the instructional method will not be very teacher-centric. It is very student-centric. It will be your show, right? To put it simply, it is actually your show. You will most of the time handle the session. Of course, there will be the chairperson that help to more moderate the discussion. But everybody should really consider this as your place to express your ideas, right? Don't be shy. Whatever you contribute, it is good for us all to learn. It can be right, it can be wrong, but nothing is really wrong if we really find way to explain it and have enough evidence to back it up, right? So this is possible only if you do research. In fact, this course does not have the course book for you to read, right? So it doesn't really have a lot of reading for you. I didn't assign a lot of reading for you before the course, before the class start, but it is your responsibility to read a lot, right? There's no book, but you have to read. And that is when you put your research skill into action. You really need to do a lot of research and read, because if you don't do it, you do not know how to participate. You do not know what to say. So please really read, and I will always be here for you to ask questions if you have. Throughout the simulation as well, if you have questions, feel free to ask me. I am here as your guide. I will also learn from you as well, right? So be open and pay attention to what we get to learn from one another. And your responsibility again is to really read and do your homework, right? When I assign your task to do, for example, position paper, I understand that you will need to work as team. And I don't hope to see free rider in the team, right? Because we are here to learn. If you are a free rider, you won't learn, right? And still we will encounter the free rider. Let's say if you have free rider in your group, don't hesitate to tell me, right? And tell me early. Don't at the end come and tell me I don't get this done because my teammate doesn't help me, right? I've seen this before, how students really just at the very last minute when they cannot submit the assignment or submit the paper on time, come and tell me, I cannot get this done because my teammate doesn't help me. And so if you see that your teammate is a free rider, please tell me. You will be safe and don't worry that your teammate will know that you tell me. I know how to deal with this. But it is for the sake of everybody, right? We are here to learn, and if there is anything wrong, just be open. If there's a free rider, you can try to talk to that person first. If you don't really want to directly come to me, try to talk first. If there is no change happened, then you can come to me. Then we can solve problem early. Uh, don't wait until the last minute. Okay, question?
No, sir.
Yes, sir. I have question, sir.
Okay. Thì that.
Yes, sir. Yes, this question I still wonder seen the simulation about the Asian summit seen last semester. I want
Okay.
yes, I
You can
wonder.
keep for so long, huh?
I did not ask the lecturer. Example like I am represent the delegate in one country and then I present my position paper, which is contrast to the reality of the position that of the position of that country. Is it okay or not?
Okay, good question. Let's say you are representing Myanmar, right? You personally, you feel that the military is wrong, is unlawful. What they are doing now cannot be tolerated. But as a representative of Myanmar, you represent Myanmar. You represent the country. Okay? So in this case, because in Myanmar, for example, now there is still problem of who can rightfully represent Myanmar in the discussion, right? But let's say now the lawful representative of Myanmar is nominated by the military. You, as the one representing Myanmar, will have to talk from the position of Myanmar government. Right. This point, as we go through the discussion in the following weeks, I will also highlight to you that although different people may have different opinion on the issue and on the country they represent, one of the key as a delegate is to always represent your country, your government. And no matter what your personal position is, always go for your government position. Okay, do I answer to your question?
Yes, yes, I got it.
We can discuss more about this when we actually touch that point in our discussion. But just to put it simple, you represent your government, your stance or your position is the position of your government and not your personal position.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
Teacher, I have one more.
Yes.
If we want to contact you for some clarification, which platform is convenient for you?
You can email to me. I have the QR in my QR code on my syllabus. You can scan it, you will see my contact. Right, and if let's say you really need an urgent answer or urgent response from me, and email may take me quite a while to respond. If you cannot wait, you can text me on on Telegram. And my phone number that I give, you can add me on Telegram also. Okay. Any other question?
No.
Can I hear from some other people as well? Been somehow very quiet.
I don't have any question.
Don't have. Okay, some of you I see the face through the photos, while some I don't see. So hopefully later on I can see through the discussion. As we say from the start, you will be assigned to different countries, but with this, can I ask the class monitor to help me with the country assignment? Dalia. Hello.
Sorry, my internet was not really good earlier. Yes, I will
Oh.
help you.
Okay, so is it okay with everyone that I will let class monitor to assign your country? I know she will do it fairly lah, so perhaps lucky draw or anything. So 15 countries of the United Nations Security Council this year 2021, right? So please arrange or please really assign the members of each country and give me the list as soon as you can within this week, right? Can you do that, Daria?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Just now I heard someone wanted to ask question. No?
You answered already, like.
No, sir.
Yes. Okay. So move on a bit. I also uploaded the Model United Nations guidelines in the class materials on these themes as well. So spend some time to read that guideline before we begin the simulation. This will help you to really engage well with when we begin our simulation, right? So I think very familiar to you already how you can join your call or when you wish to speak. This is just a guideline so that everybody is on the same page, right? On what to do when you need to speak, for example, right? So just spend some time to read it. I will from time to time upload document on this Microsoft Teams for you to read or for you to do. So do check it out. Let's say if I post the document on the folder in the folder, will you be alerted of this? Do you receive notification? As far as I know, you won't, right?
No, sir, it won't alert, sir, but if we check it regularly, it is okay.
Okay, so what is another way that, let's say, when I post it, then everybody knows? I need to chat in the group or anything, or I will need to tell your class monitor that tell you to check it.
Class monitor
I
better,
think
sir.
Telegram group would be nicer because when you chat into the group, we can all see.
Okay, so that will do as well. So you can create a group on Telegram.
Like actually, if you like post some things in the generals of Microsoft Teams, like just inform like you have already uploaded in the file or something, it will we will get the notifications.
Okay, so except when I uploaded the file that there is no notification. But if
Yeah.
okay, then maybe I can also post the status here, then everybody may know.
Yes, like you just can you just post status there and then saying there's a file uploading or something. We will get.
Okay. Okay, all right, good. Okay, anything else you would want me to know?
For me it's a no.
Okay. Other people?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, in fact, uh, quite a lot of you in the class, and it will take me quite a long while to remember everybody. So, I hope you don't mind if I don't remember the name. But from the next week onward, of course, I will send you the background because here you cannot set the name like on Zoom. So it's quite hard to recognize everybody in the first glance. I will send the background to you, which is your country. And that's why I need class monitor to have you into group first. Then after knowing your group, you need to just use that background so I can quickly notice you and the country you are from. Right, so I will send out that later. Question?
No.
Okay, no question. because this is our first day, I will not want to keep you up for so long. And I think I will give time to class monitor after this to find the way to assign you into groups. I will also send out some reading documents. But really, after knowing your country, do start to search for your country, the information of your country. I will upload the document on what I want you to include in your country profile as well. So then, right, that would be all from me. Okay, so any question? No question?
I have one more, teacher.
Mm.
So when we need permission, we have to send you our leave form through email or somewhere, teacher.
Yes, so if you need to be on leave, please send me the leave form to my email.
School email,
Please,
teacher.
yeah, please send it before you take leave, preferably, right? So that we know who is absent from what country. I hope you all take leave with notice. Don't anyhow just disappear. And let's say in the discussion, I believe sometimes the internet connection can be quite bad in some areas. You may lose connection, you may get lost in the discussion. So if that is the case, do let us know so that we can repeat, we can go through it once again. I just want to make sure that everybody is on the same page, on the same understanding of this course. So if there is any question, just really feel free to ask. If you are so shy to ask in this session together, you can also just personally message me and I can answer you. Okay, any question?
Lecturer, how about the late arrival?
Late arrival, it applies like when we are in class. So before answering this question, may I ask if most of you are working?
Yes, sir. A lot of us are working, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir. We work like 50% or more than that.
Work from home? Work on site?
Ông có họ
Work
chưa?
in
Some-
office?
Work at
I
office,
work from
sir.
home, but my friends they work at the office, sir.
If work from office, can join class from office?
Yep.
Can.
Well, I'm currently joining the class from my office though.
Oh, okay. The rest cannot. I think some may find it difficult to join from office, right? Some of you may share office with other people. Then that means you will need some time to get home to join the class.
It's okay. I'm kinda isolated.
Okay, now can we do this? Because the difficult thing about this class is that we have to start all together, right? Because of course, it is not yet the simulation. It is okay that can come a bit late, you can read the slide later on. But if it is the simulation, it involves the roll call, it involves the voting, it involves the caucus. It is hard for everybody if a lot of you are joining late. Right, so in order to avoid these, may I suggest that let's start our class at 5:45. Does this sound okay to everyone?
Okay,
Yes,
sir.
like
Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
we will begin our class roughly at 5:45. Hopefully by 5:45, not many of you are late anymore. If it just so happen that you can't get home or you can't join at 5:45, please don't be too late. I will give the buffer of 15 minutes after 5:45, but that will be considered as late already. Like if you keep on coming late consistently, then your attendance will be counted the same as we are in class, right? 3 late, 1 absent. Okay, so I already give you 15 minutes up to 5:45 that we start. So try to make it on time, 5:45. Okay? And in case you cannot make it, let your partner know. Okay? Because you will have partner in each of the country. So let the other person know so that he or she can be here. Let's say when it is the roll call, we really need every country to respond because the attendance in the roll call also affect the voting count at the end as well. Okay. Do we all agree on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, like I do agree.
Yes, sure.
okay. We start 5:45. If you are later than 6 o'clock, then you are counted as late. And 3 late is 1 absent. Okay. Right, because today is our first time seeing each other, or rather hearing each other. I do not want to keep you long. I will give you the free session for the next session. We will meet again next week, but promise that you will read the material that I send and do the homework.
Ta, I have one more question.
Yes.
So according to the schedule, next week is the deadline of country report, right?
According to the schedule, you mean the
Course outline.
course outline?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Yes.
we do submit through the Microsoft Team, right?
Yes.
Or do we need to create one file for country report, or just submit in general? I think we better
Let me
create
ask
one
you a question
file.
first. Do I really have to be the one creating the folder, or you can create the folder?
We can create her.
Okay, so can I also ask class monitor to create the folder for the submission? Let's say when next week is the due date for country report, please have one folder for country report submission.
Yes,
Can you
sure.
do that?
Yes, I think I can
If
help
if
her.
it is too much work, if it is too much work, I can also create it. It's just that I am not very good at it because it's
It's
just
okay.
my first time.
It's okay, sir. I can help her to create that folder.
Okay, so now we will say that Munirot will be responsible for creating the folder of each
Country
submission.
report.
Okay, let's say country report submit, then the other week will be position paper, then please also have that submission folder.
Yes, Cha.
Mm.
Yes. Thank you, Cha.
Okay, thank you. Any objection?
Thank you, Nirwan.
Yeah, thank you for helping.
Teacher, so next week we need to submit the country report paper, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Country report.
Oh yes. So when will we know about our country, selected country?
Dalia. When can we know the country?
Let's work it a little bit.
By
Can you find a way? Can you all? I think it is, let's say, can all of you find the way? Because next session you are free. I give you a free session. Can you really get the country assignment done in the next session? So that, I mean, the faster you know your country, the earlier you can start your search.
yes, like I'll be working on it tonight, and I'll sure to send it to them by tonight or by tomorrow before noon, the latest.
Is that too much work for you, Daya?
No, like it's fine.
Oh, okay. So class monitor already said that she will try to get the country assignment done. Let's say tomorrow, right? So tomorrow, by this time, you will know that what country you represent. So you can start working on it already.
Like, but again, can I have the total student of my class? Is it like 39 or something? Because like some of them already changed the class or not in the course, so I'm not really sure how many of us in this course.
Okay, in fact, this one is the list I got from the school. The total number of students in your class is 41. But when I call the attendance just now, Chai Kim Sai not in the class, so 40. Then Heng Sok Lin not in the class, 1, 2. Saying hey, I think he only take 301, so also not in the class. 3 people. Is Rainy still in the class?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
just okay, just absent today. Okay, so
Yes.
1, 2, 3. How about Big Min?
I think she's also still in class, like because she didn't inform me anything.
Okay, so just absent today, right?
Yes.
So Jordan not in the class. Satikon still in the class, no?
Yes.
Okay, so if so, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only four that are not in the class. So it is 37.
Okay, like thank you.
So roughly 37. You just consider 37 first. Let's say if there are changes, then we can adjust later. All right. Any more question?
No, Chair.
No. Then okay, if you don't have any question, we will end here. I will see you next week. Thank you everybody for joining today. It's great talking to you. It's been quite a while. I didn't get to see a lot of students, so I'm happy that everybody can join today. So take care. Don't go out too often. stay safe, and I will see everybody once again next week. Anything you have question, anything you want to address, feel free to let me know. All right. So have a good evening, everyone, and I'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Okay.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye, Lạc.
Okay. Goodbye. Bye.
Goodbye, sir.
Goodbye,
Take care,
Lạc.
sir. Yes.
That's it.
Okay. Bye.